Today's reading goal is to be able to explain the system of checks and balances and to be able to give examples of them. Lesson 9, Section 5, Checks and Balances Between the Branches. The framers of the Constitution were very concerned about achieving a balance between a strong national government and protection for individual freedoms. They hoped that dividing the federal government into 3 branches was one way to limit the government's power. This separation of powers is a key constitutional principle that divides the functions of government among 3 branches: legislative, executive, and judicial, to prevent any one branch from gaining too much power. This separation of powers was a key part of the framers' vision of limited government. But what would keep one branch from dominating the others? As one delegate to the Constitutional Convention pointed out, "From the nature of man, we may be sure that those who have power in their hands will always, when they can, increase it." Because of this concern, the framers developed a system that would enable each branch of government to limit the power of the other 2 branches. This system is called checks and balances. Checks and balances is the system that allows each branch of government to limit the powers of the other 2 branches. Checking the power of other branches. Checks allow one branch of government to block the actions of another branch. For instance, the president can check Congress's power to pass laws by vetoing a bill before it becomes a law. In turn, Congress can check the president's power by overriding the veto by a 2/3 majority vote in each house. Similarly, the judicial branch can check the actions of the other 2 branches through its power of judicial review. The Supreme Court can overturn a law, a treaty, or an executive action if the court declares that it is unconstitutional. Balancing the power of other branches. Balances allow each branch of the government to have some role in the actions and power of the other branches. For instance, judges, ambassadors, and cabinet members are appointed only if the president nominates them and the Senate approves the nomination. Similarly, the president has the power to sign treaties, but they take effect only if the Senate approves them. The powers of the judicial branch are also balanced against the powers of the other 2 branches. Even though the Supreme Court can declare laws unconstitutional, it is the president who chooses federal judges, and the Senate must approve these appointments. In addition, Congress can impeach federal judges. In these ways, the legislative and executive branches have some roles in the actions of the judicial branch. These checks and balances keep any one branch of the federal government from being too strong. This balance of powers is one of the most important features of the U.S. system of government.